Okay, so yeah, in the previous video I was basically talking about that love hasn't arrived for you yet, as you know it's meant to be in that form yet. Okay, you know you're meant to experience a certain um, you can say form of love that transcends beyond time and space. And this kind of love, it's not that it doesn't exist in your reality. It does. Over the, I think, over the years, uh, it's been written in the stars, and kind of then, by the historical times, people in this society, and you can say the 3D reality, right, the three dimensional reality, have overwritten, or you can say erased, that kind of ancient love that transcends beyond time and space, and the kind of love that makes you not just you can say feel safe and comfortable all the time, but makes you a person that can transform throughout and through that love. Okay, and while you hold hands together with this person that you are meant to be with, you will know that they are not just your safe space. Of course, which I mean, they are not someone that's going to dysregulate your nervous system, or that's going to drain your energy, or they are not someone that you would have to tell them what to do. They would know how to lead, of course, but for that masculine to arrive in your reality, in the masculine energy, you have to arrive in your own reality for all the versions of you in your feminine energy, right? First, you have to show up for yourself first in that energy. So, as an example, to show yourself that yes, what you want, it's real and it exists. Okay, of course it's real and it exists even before you show up for yourself in that energy of, you can say, being in your soft feminine true essence of your being, right? Being in the wholeness of your being, where you are not dependent on this masculine for anything, but for that safety and, you can say, providence, like that, him providing for you financially and everything. Okay, so yeah, for that masculine to step up, I think this is becoming a common trend in the society right now, that women especially, who are trying to become their divine feminine, okay, and trying to you can say manifest a partner, a divine masculine, and then they get mad and angry when that masculine doesn't show up in their masculine energy, because that man kind of expects you, that masculine kind of expects you to lead the way, and you can say they kind of are not willing to put that much effort and energy, especially when it comes to dating. I think they are just intentionally or unintentionally, they are playing with that you can say feminine's mind, and they're ending up playing this mind games. It's not also these masculines fault, because I think as and when we grew up, our generation has been conditioned by the society to live, and you can say dress up and show up in such a certain specific way, that the masculine has watched their mom and dad, okay, as they grew up, and the kind of example that masculine have had in their childhood as they watch their mom. So they expect someone to, nurture and take care of them and be the, mothering kind of energy and give them everything, okay, give them so much forgiveness and give them so much understanding and so much respect and give them so much love, especially. Okay, the man just grew up in such an environment, and now I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this kind of mentality or mindset, but what ends up happening is that masculine now expects the feminine, the divine feminine, to arrive in a relationship in that divine feminine energy, whereas it's opposing. Okay, when they actually get into a relationship, the energy is not matching here, because that divine feminine is now showing up in a masculine way, in a masculine energy. Okay, because also the woman has been conditioned in their childhood back then by their own dad, especially, that okay, we need to be strong, we need to, we can't cry, we can't be crying makes us, you can say, vulnerable, and it makes us exposing to different kind of people that are not good for us, and blah blah blah, all that shit. And then what happened is, this women that were once not given the equal opportunity in the society to represent themselves in the fields of, you can say, science, maths, technology, workplace, right? And the women were basically, they were oppressed a lot since the ancient times, right? Since the historical times, they were told that they have to be obedient, they have to be the quiet one, they cannot make any noise, they cannot disturb anyone, okay, anyone else's peace. And by trying to keep someone else's peace and happiness in the home, as a woman, not as a divine feminine, but as a woman, they have now, grown up in this kind of pattern where they lead, they automatically are hyper vigilant, they are more focused on, okay, is he doing well, is my husband doing okay, is my child doing okay, I need to make food for them, I need to do this for them, that for them. And they're so much, taking, being the, you can say, holding everything together in one place, in that family, that now they're so frustrated when that divine masculine that they are trying to attract in a relationship doesn't show up, and they all, this divine feminine now is expected in that relationship to be, the leader again, or the mother again, who has to take up all of the responsibilities and burden, which almost feels like it's a burden, and it's a very transactional kind of relationship rather than being soul aligned. Because in that kind of relationship, what happens is, it's not really in alignment with your soul, that is not truly what you want. Okay, to try to control the actions of your partner, to try to control the way, the image, and the views that your partner has about you. So for you to trying to control even the outcome of that relationship, and trying to give that man second chance, or trying to prove to them by saying them, hey, listen, I'm deeply hurt, this is not what I expected from you, this is not the way you can treat me. And I think this kind of divine rage that is building up in the divine feminines right now, this kind of anger, it's all stemming from this one root cause, and that is them being so much in their masculine energy, and then becoming mad when the divine masculine is showing up in the feminine energy instead of masculine. You know what I mean? Because you have to realize, when you are showing up in your masculine energy as a divine feminine, you cannot expect the divine masculine to lead the way, okay? Because you're not allowing that person, okay, that masculine, to show up however they want. And what that does is, it kinds of puts an expectation and puts that masculine inside a box, okay, that they need to show up in this supposed image, in this kind of certain image that you hold in your head about them. And this is not natural. The relation, it just destroys the relationship then, because your expectations from him are like, it's valid. I understand your expectations. I'm not saying your expectations are invalid or you don't need to have any standards. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you do not allow that energy, that masculine energy, to actually come into your life in whatever shape, form, or energy that they are in, when you do not allow that process to unfold naturally, so that when you see what kind of energy they are being represented to you in, it doesn't allow that masculine to first of all just be themselves around you, or you can say show and reveal their true faces. So you can naturally now use your discernment and decide if you whether you want to continue this relationship, or you gonna end this relationship, exit, and go to the next, okay, go to the next chapter of your life, end that book then and there itself. No explanation needed. If it's not okay with you, it's not okay. Just accept it for what it is and move on. What else can you do? Nothing. You don't have to forgive that person when it's so much toxic, okay? Can you erase the memories? Of course, no. Can you erase the actions of that person? Of course, no. Can you forgive that person for what they have done to you? If the answer is no, well, then the forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is for you. And the sooner you realize it, that the forgiveness, you are asking yourself for your own forgiveness, to even put yourself in this spot, in this situation where you do not deserve this kind of shitty treatment that you got, okay, from that masculine energy, whoever that is. Because when that masculine energy is in their wounded masculine, you will notice that they show up in a more egotistical way, rather than being, being in their divine masculine essence. And yeah, basically now connecting this whole divine feminine rage and this divine masculine rising to their power, okay, concept, that is now the society is going through this transformation, this massive transformation. And I feel like this has been going on for years now, since 2020. A lot of things are changing, a lot of world views. Women are rising to their power. And I'm not saying that women need to be, quiet one, or obedient, or be scared of what other people would think, of what other people think that they should wear, dress, or act this certain way. I'm not encouraging any of those things. I'm not promoting any of those things. But what I'm saying is, being independent, being rich, and being successful, or being in your divine feminine energy, okay, also you can say it counteracts with the counter interacts, not counter react, but counter interact with that energy of, you can say, your feminine energy as a woman. Because the feminine energy, it thrives not in structure, not when you are, trying to control everything around you, because that is false. If you think that you can control everything that is going on around you in this 3D reality, the outcome of a relationship, the outcome of a job opportunity, or the outcome of your exams, or whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, okay, or you are trying to, make it happen, make shit happen, the result is not in your hand. And it also does not mean that your worth is tied to your results or your outcomes that you get, okay. Please detach your identity from your results, and you will be so much happier and free yourself from this illusion that your peace lies in trying to control everything that is going wrong. Because peace is not about what's going right, what's everything that is going right in your life, but peace is about creating that stable environment, that grounded space. You might be more leaning into more meditation, okay, breathing exercises. I feel like that a lot of people, especially I'm seeing in the society, are now leaning more into meditation, and you can say breathing exercises and yoga and all of that things. So to step up into their power, to rise up in their own either divine feminine energy or masculine energy, okay. And what this is doing, it's giving that space, that void, you can say, inside you, that is allowing that that you want love, you have it, okay, in your mind, at the back of your mind it's there, but you're not like actively trying to go out and seek for it or seek for the answers, or you can say being impatient. Because being in your divine feminine energy also means being patient with yourself and holding yourself with that love and nurturing that you didn't get back then in your childhood, okay, from your parents, from your caregivers, whoever that is. Because that rage and anger and frustration within you, that's coming from you ending up in these kind of relationships where the energy dynamics is so matlab, it's out of balance, where the masculine is showing up in the feminine energy and you being in the opposing energy. So the energy is just not matching, and that's why it's being attracted to you. The opposites match. So kind of, it's, though it does not mean, I'm just trying to explain to you this concept in love, okay, about opposing energies, divine feminine being in the masculine energy and the divine masculine being in the feminine energy, and hence they are so frustrated. And one thing that keeps this kind of relationship alive is the attachment styles. Now, if your attachment style is either anxious or avoidant, you're pretty much likely to be in that cycle of repeating these same patterns of frustration, anger, you trying to control him trying getting mad at you over telling him what to do, or him not doing even the bare minimum for you, and you again getting mad at him. What one person cannot give to you, another man, the next man always will. And the next love, relationship, friendship, or connection, whatever it is that you attract, it always is better than what was before. So if you're scared to quit this kind of imbalanced, you can say, energy dynamic relationship, where and your energy is not full, and neither that person's energy, the masculine that you're dating, is at the, you can say, best, you can just quit that, okay, just quit that relationship, even if you are scared, because the outcome, the blessing it is in disguise, you may not be seeing it right now, but trust me, bro, trust me. It's not about the journey, the roughness you have went throughout this, you can say, situations that have um, mentally, physically, and even spiritually drained you a lot. It's not just about that. The adventure, surely it was a rocky, but it was also, you can say, fun, and it was adventurous. It's not just like the you have only attracted bad things in this relationship, I'm sure that you have met your reflections in love, which has mirrored back to you how much you love and respect yourself. And I feel like every time that has evolved in your relationships, right, in when it comes to love, like you have met people that actually have, you can say, shown up for you in a way that's, you can say, like grounded. It didn't cause any kind of, at first, any dysregulating in your nervous system, okay? That's what I mean. So you have met those kind of people, and each time you got into these experiences, instead of focusing on the love with yourself, because that's what actually, you can say, attracts more abundance and space inside that relationship to arrive naturally as it's meant to be, and not how you think it's supposed to be. Okay, so that's my point. And in this space that you have now given, these people have shown up, and you have let them show up however they want. And in this surrendering, yeah, divine feminine is also about you surrendering and letting go. Okay, letting go, letting the universe show you, take the lead, and reveal to you these people's behaviors and actions. And over the time, at first, when you can say, saw that consistency in your relationship, you this is the thing with you. Okay, what you do is, instead of focusing on that love with yourself and love with, the source, that is creator god, you focus on loving and giving that other person, and making them so full with your, you can say, magical, creative, and all that energy, that you end up being empty instead of being full. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing about you. You are so much focused and hyper vigilant, I mean, like hyper focused on how that person can show up for you. Oh, um, if they wanted, they could have given me flowers, or if they wanted, they could have done, like, taking me out on dates, or whatever expectations, right? You have that certain image, that supposed image. Okay, so whenever you place that person, or put that person in that box, in that image that you have, it doesn't fit, and now you get frustrated. See, the relationships, one thing, this whole dating experience in my past, you can say, situationship, okay, it was not a relationship but a situationship, it has taught me that when the shoe doesn't fit, you don't try to make the shoe fit in your legs and your toes, whatever, right? Do you? You go on, try another shoes of a bigger size or a smaller size, right? You go on and try some other shoe. You don't try to make that shoe fit into your legs which doesn't fit. Because if you try to do that, if you try to fit that old pair of shoes that actually doesn't fit into your story, okay, into your whatever image you have about how love is supposed to be in your life, that you know deep down, because you're claircognizant, again, once again, go and look it up on Google. I'm going to not going to explain that right now, but anyways, you hurt yourself. You end up hurting yourself when you try to fit yourself into a shoe or a cloth or a dress that doesn't fit you, right? So what do? Instead of hurting yourself, you go on and try a dress or a shoe of a one size more bigger than that. Okay, And in this case, in relationships and dating, now I want you to apply the same thing when it comes to dating a man. When the man, you see that it doesn't fit into your story, maybe it fits like 50%, but you're trying to manifest like all of this 100%, okay? And you see that some of the boxes are ticking, like 50% it's ticking, okay? The rest 50%, it's like those qualities are just not there, it's missing. Like consistency, not there. Presence, emotional availability, not there, not there, okay? So all of these things are not there. And then you're so much focused on that you stop seeing that your peace is not in an environment where you're not meant to be in. God will never give you peace in an environment which is not meant for you, okay? So instead of getting upset and sad, you're allowed to, though, okay? You're allowed to grieve that, okay, you thought that you met your 100% reflection, but you met actually your 50% reflection in a mirror, okay? For example. So you go on and try the next one, okay? Instead of getting frustrated that that shoe didn't fit you, same goes for this man. Instead of getting frustrated that that man couldn't meet you at your energy and frequency, you go and pour all of that energy and time that you have invested in thinking about what's going, missing, what's going wrong with that man, with that relationship, whatever it is. You pour all of that energy, time, efforts back into yourself. And what that does, instead of being empty, you arrive full. You start loving yourself, and instead of abandoning yourself to be in that kind of relationship where the man really doesn't, like you, or really doesn't give you all that you want, instead of being trying to get liked by that person that you truly that you don't like, actually, okay? Deep down, let's be honest, you don't truly like them, because why would you like someone like that who can't, you know see you truly, or appreciate you, or celebrate you, or respect you and love you the way you deserve to be, right? Unconditionally. When you are a person, when you are such a loving, unconditionally showing up with so much presence, so much energy and efforts, when you are holding yourself in such a high, you can say, expectation and standard, and it's very good to have high expectations from yourself, but from not from other people, especially when it comes to dating and relationships, okay? Just get that thing straight inside your head. You will always be disappointed if you keep like expecting it to happen in a certain way, because what you do not realize here is, it's not to discourage you to dream small or to put yourself in a box or limitation. No, I encourage you to be dreaming big, okay? Do not put yourself under any labels, box, whatever image, expectation that other people have around you. Neither you do it for yourself, okay? But how I want you to show up is, stop abandoning those parts of yourself that you need to, you know, that just needs your attention and your energy to feel seen. Have you really seen yourself or shown up for yourself fully the way you expect that masculine to show up for you? Have you done that? Really, that is the question you need to genuinely ask yourself and face that by yourself. So in that space that you will create now within you, okay, because you have arrived empty. Now going back into that concept of you arriving empty so that you can be filled by the universe's blessings and rewards and gifts for your bravery, for your courage, for you not holding yourself back by your attachment issues, by your addiction loops, okay, or by any unhealthy, you can say, habits and toxic traits. I don't think people really see or understand all of the battles, especially the mental battles and the mental conversations that you have with yourself every single day. I don't think a lot of people, you can say, know that or see that thing in you. This is something that is unknown, okay? Because I think you are in this space where you have really learned to protect yourself and your energy, and you're not just giving access to anyone that you don't feel like intuitively you know this person is like not aligned, okay, just not making the cut. It's just not making the cut for them to know this kind of things about me or to have access to those deeper parts of me, because you just know that your softness, your energy, your childlike, you can say, innocence, and all of those things about you that makes yourself, that makes you you, because you are one of a kind, okay, and you're not like the others. So you're saving it for the person that's actually going to, appreciate that side of you, that's going to make you feel safe to be in that energy instead of shaming you or making you feel like you need to tone it down or you need to, dim your light in order for them to feel comfortable. You're no longer doing that. You're no longer giving your access and your energy to anyone because you have realized the power of your mind. And whenever you are thinking about someone, even that you from your past, okay, especially from your past, that you do not really resonate or you can say connect with anymore on a deeper level with from your soul energetically, right? It's still sending them energy. When you think about such a connection, the memories, or even that person that you were in a relationship with, it still sends them energy. And you have realized and called all your power and energy back into yourself. So you have reclaimed your throne. You have reclaimed your power and energy back into yourself, into loving and nurturing yourself even more than before. This time. It's not like this time, but I would really say that you are also getting now frustrated a lot more when it comes to the concept of love being so complex for you and so much, you can say, intense and full of depth, because you know that if you were to settle or you were to act okay or normal or you can say average and try to fit into that average um, standard or societal, you can say, expectations that people around you, you watch them, just being physically attracted to each other or just being, accepting things that they normally should not accept, like disrespecting or you can say shaming each other or using, like, speaking about your ex in a bad manner, in a bad way. So yeah, all of those traits, okay, there are many traits in a relationship that can show up either as a green flag or a red flag. And now what you're doing is your discernment, surely it has very much sharpened, okay, from all these experiences. And it's not like you haven't fully loved yourself or shown up for yourself yet. It's not like that. It's in fact the opposite. I'm here to give you that confirmation that it's in fact the opposite, that you have given yourself so much love and nurturing that now you are really attracting that physical evidence, that proof in your 3D reality that the love you want, it exists. Okay? Because otherwise, why would the universe give you even 50% as a reflection of that exact partner, that divine masculine that you're trying to manifest, right? That you have written down in your journal about. That them having this, you can say, special characters and traits in them. Like, for example, let's say the man paying everything for you. Your divine masculine basically paying everything without you saying it or asking for it. That is such a blessing. That is such a you feeling safe. Not just spending his money, but you actually feeling, you can say that you will feel so much, you can seen, heard, and respected when it comes to your standards, and you would not feel like your standards are too high when you get into a relationship with such a man who is so generous and isn't shy, isn't afraid to spend money on you, to wrap you up in gold and diamonds, to treat you like a queen, because it boosts his ego to be liked by you and not care about anyone, what anyone else thinks, or you can say supposes him to act like. Okay, because he doesn't care about anyone. That's the point. He cares about you, and hence he is ready to pay or do anything for you, even without you saying it or even you saying it. Whatever you want from him, he's ready to give you everything. So I think, like, why would the universe even give you that beautiful opportunity that for me, from my experience, I would say that I got such a beautiful opportunity through this person that I was in a situation with, because I have seen the traits and qualities in them. Like 50% of my manifestations, it has come true. Like, they are the living proof that it exists. A love where I don't have to feel like I am too hyper independent, I am too hyper vigilant, or I always have to, put my brain in a hyperactive, where the amygdala is always scanning for fear. So I would say I was not in a fear. Fearlessly, this is the first time, I guess, I have truly loved myself and also that person fearlessly. Like, I have nothing to lose. I truly did that through this experience. It has helped me, and you can say provided me such a sacred and safe space to be comfortable in choosing myself, even at the end, over this person. Okay, because at the end, however they treated me, of course the actions didn't respect the divine feminine, the childlike, you can say, space inside my heart that I have. Okay, and that's exactly why I have ended this relationship, because it did not encourage me and it did not make me feel at the end very much safe and respected to just be myself, because I felt like this person was asking me to dim my light in order to be like or act like someone else and be okay with their kind of behavior, and their behavior of at first being very much interested and invested in me and being present to me consistently, showing up for me just when I text him. Okay, but later on down the line, he became so inconsistent and so much frustrating and so much not my type anymore kind of energy, so I had to quit it. So long story short, but I was still, even though it broke my heart at the first and I was shit, I was scared, okay, to choose myself, because this person, I was like, they were my safe space, okay. They were making me feel comfortable at some point, though, to fall more and more in love with me. But now I knew that I had to completely. This is the thing about me as well. I have noticed in my relationships that I focus so much on loving instead of love. Instead of love with myself, I focus on loving, and that's what ruins the whole thing. Instead of not giving a shit about what that other person thinks, or how they, you know, think I should act like a certain image or expectation that they have about me inside their head. I shouldn't be doing that, but I end up kind of, performing or trying to be like, see, this is what you have missed because you didn't choose me. Because when you try to get revenge on that person, which I have tried, by the way, been there, okay, been there. But if he's a fuck boy, or he's not a fuck boy, I'm not saying that this person that I dated, that I didn't date, was a fuck boy. No. But the thing is, he was a man child. His behavior, totally man child. Yeah, because at the end he ghosted me. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, whatever. So just feel like, and at the end the experience was, it's not about the actions that this person has, you can say, done for me, because the actions pretty much does not impress me at all. And yeah, doesn't did his actions also didn't make me feel like I'm being chosen. And that's exactly what I have learned through this experience, that I need to choose myself. If I want someone else to choose me, I need to choose myself, and continue to choose myself first, and put myself first, even if I get into a relationship or get into a loving experience. Because one thing about it is, you will notice this thing in your life as well. When you focus too much on that person, on what um, they need to do right, or they need to say this or say that to make you happy or to make you feel safe, okay, or whatever. When you put that kind of expectation and basically an image, you yourself not just hurt that person or harm that relationship, you also hurt yourself. Instead of letting that person show up however they want to show up naturally, so it does not feel like it's being forced or it's being transactional, but the energy at least feels like he is putting in that effort, okay. So instead of allowing him to lead, if you are going to take the lead, what he is going to do for you, what has he even left to do for you? Like, when you know everything, when you are doing everything, when you are saying everything, instead of just being who you are truly, okay. We are human beings, we are not human sayings or human doings. So realize this shit, okay. Even when it, not just when it comes to dating and relationship, even when it comes to manifestations, just realize this thing. So if you don't allow him or let him just be who he is and show you that who he is, okay, truly, let him show you and believe him. The first time you see that picture, the first time you see that thing for what, see that thing for what it is, at first time, believe it, instead of trying to, put kind of this more romantic fantasy that this person will someday rise up to their potential. Stop doing that, okay. as much harsh as it might sound, but a person doesn't change when you give them second chances. And I have seen this through my experiences. The more I gave people these chances, the more disappointed they made me. The more I realized it's not about them choosing me or them making me feel like I'm chosen, but it's about me choosing them and me choosing myself. And when I choose myself truly and put myself first, no matter what, I will know in my heart and soul and also in my mind that is this person truly aligned with me? Are they truly aligned with the life I am creating and building for myself? Are they truly aligned with the business, with the mindset, with the depth in love, with the childlike energy, with the presence, with the emotional availability, and with all versions and parts of me that I am trying to hold myself with so much love and light? Not hold myself like together or hold everything together, no, but at least hold myself together. Okay, I'm not trying to hold externally this person, that person, his outcome, results, or whatever. Not externally. It's, see, success is not about the external hard work that you do, okay, because that's going to exhaust you on the longer run. The more you run physically, the more you're going to get exhausted, and that's going to leave no space for you to think. And when you don't think and when you don't know what's truly good for you, what's truly meant for you, sorry, meant for your highest good, because you haven't chosen yourself yet, you are still abandoning yourself to control the outcome of a situation, to control that person, to control their views, to buy your, you can say, for example, in a business, to buy your products. When you're trying to control that consumer, what it does is you are still abandoning yourself. And how can a consumer from outside, when they themselves can sense your energy, okay, subconsciously, that you are still not choosing yourself or putting yourself first? Why would they choose you? My question is, why would they put you first? They would not, okay, unless you do, regardless of whatever, whoever is choosing you or not choosing you. So I have realized that only it was only when, and I truly, I have had my, you can say, head over the wall, and I had no one to lean on, okay, no nothing, no person, no place, no situation to lean on. Externally and physically, I had no one, okay. I'm still in this isolation period where you can say I'm trying to protect my energy. So protecting my energy also does not mean that you trying to hide behind your, behind the walls, no, or you trying to, put up walls around your heart so that you do not allow anyone to enter that space. No, it's exactly the opposite. Protecting your energy means that using your intuition, using your discernment to know who truly deserves access to your energy, so you can trust them and give them that access and let them show up for you however they want to. And also, you being selective about who you are not going to give your access or energy towards anymore, that is not benefiting you, that is not, choosing you, that is also not worth it anymore. It's just not worth it, okay. So that's the thing.